Slaves owned by the Pharaoh of Egypt were required to pay him 20% of their income, their harvest from their crops, from their farm. Fast forward to 2025, the average U.S. taxpayer pays 24.8% tax, along with 7.65% FICA. On top of this, you pay sales tax, property tax, gas tax, and many other taxes. The slaves in Egypt were doing better than we're being taxed. You can't overtax people.
This is 100% true, and it's a shock, isn't it, to everybody? We are essentially making less than when we were slaves, than what they were slaves thousands of years ago. How crazy is that? That's 100% accurate, historically accurate. I was aware of these facts. Tariffs, the way this country ran, it became the richest, most powerful nation in the history of planet Earth. Not by squeezing the population and breaking everybody's back, working for just 40 cents or 50 cents on the dollar. You know, if you live in New York City, your tax rate is essentially 57.5% to 58%. You're only allowed to keep 42 cents of every dollar that you earn because you're giving it all to the state, to the city, to the government, to the county. Then the prices keep going up. You're choking to death. But you don't know that, do you? Because you still buy all the bullshit that's being peddled by CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, etc., and so forth. Wake up, America. You're being robbed, you're being cheated, and you're being lied to.
Welcome to the J.J. Carrell Show. That man's absolutely 100% true. I saw this and I said, you know what? I have to open my show with this. We are being choked. On top of being lied to, mocked, criticized, blamed for everything, we have our wages stolen. America has a problem, many problems, but one of the problems that we have is very simple. We believe that everything that is existing today in current time has always been. It's as if the people that walked off, our founding fathers that walked off the Mayflower, went to Jamestown, et cetera, they went right off, kissed the ground, fought some Indians, and then immediately signed up to pay their income tax. We didn't have income tax until 1913. It was created out of thin air. Where in the Constitution does it allow income tax? Go ahead. Explain it to me. Social Security tax? Where's all this money going? Where's all of your money going? We know it's going to $10 trillion in the Middle East wars and to Middle East countries, all of them. $300 billion that we know of in Ukraine. One of Zelensky's top aides and one of his best friends, Zelensky, came out yesterday and said, yeah, it looks like he stole $100 million. Okay. He's free. Do whatever he wants. What am I getting out of my tax money? I send my son to private school. I don't even get a tax rebate. What the hell do I get? Roads? Wait a minute. My gas tax pays for my roads. My roads are crappy. But I pay tax for it. So my property tax, why am I paying tax on a property I paid tax on when I bought the property? Here in Kansas, the mental retards that run my state make me pay a property tax on my vehicles because they're my property, you see. And everyone just keeps going, bitching and moaning, but no one does a damn thing. Our founding fathers would have already stacked bodies in the streets. Absolutely. Stacked them as high as they can just to prove a point. Look at what we've become. It didn't take thousands of years. It's like 100, 150 years. We completely just dissolved. 150 years, we began taxing ourselves to oblivion. We created the Federal Reserve where we had private banks begin to print our money. At the same time, we have income tax. Thomas Massey had a great question when he asked, so you're printing our money. Why are you taxing me? Why not just print money? That's a very honest question. Why are you taxing me and printing money? Why prior to 1913 I paid no money on my income and we used tariffs to fund everything? Why? Because we're the largest consumer in the world. So everybody wants to come in to us. You want us to buy? Well, there's a tariff to it. You're going to pay for our greatness. You want a piece of it? Pay for it. Nothing's for free. But we don't live in a free country anymore. We don't live in a republic. We don't live under a constitution. I don't care what anyone says. You can sit here and you can try to come here and split hairs with me, and I'm going to debunk you one point after another and just say, really? My vote counts? Really? You're going to try to convince me that? You're going to try to convince me we have 3 separate co-equal branches of government? That's a lie on its own. But you're telling me we have that? You're telling me that the Constitution our founding fathers created hasn't been bastardized, where you have removed all states' rights, starting with the 17th Amendment, removing the state legislature, putting forth 2 senators. Now they're per popular vote. So now you disengaged the state completely. Our government forced you to take a shot, or you're going to lose your job, socially ostracized, canceled. Freedom of speech, really? My freedom of speech? The First Amendment? Are you really going to tell me I have freedom of speech? I can't tell you how many times my videos get demonetized on YouTube. I can't tell you, TikTok blew me up. I had a huge TikTok account. Just one day said, community strike number, whatever, you're gone, and just nuked it. Gone. See you later. Started my first documentary, What is Treason? Created a PayPal account to start all the funds going through it. 2 days later, PayPal emails you back and says, not going to happen. Why? I haven't even done anything. It's just the title. The title. That's all I had was a title, a working title. Demonetized. Won't give you my services. So anybody that wants to sit here and tell me that we live in a constitutional republic, you're a fool. I just got off a phone with a wonderful guy named Robert Morse, Lego Man. People know him as Lego Man, January 6th. He's written another book. Absolutely incredible story. Go ask the January 6ers and their families if there is a thing called a republic, and that republic is governed by a constitution. Go ahead. Try to go to convince those people. Go ahead. Let me tell you how broken our government is. This is the greatest example. The best example I can give you. The best example I can give you. January 6th. Where were the Republican Party? Outside of Marjorie Taylor Greene? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. In fact, the Republican Party colluded with the Democrats to overthrow the 2020 election, created January 6th, and threw Americans in jail to rot. Here's where I'm going to prove my point. Now we find out that Jack Smith wiretapped, phone tapped senators' phones. And now those same senators that did nothing for January 6ers are demanding a payout from the federal government of $500,000 for damages. You can't make this up. We have no one represents me. Who represents me in the government? Donald Trump? Man, I don't know. I don't know. Who represents me? Who has my best interests at heart? I see 50 million illegal aliens. I see 55 million visa holders. I see a housing crisis. I see food crisis. I see economic despair. And I see nothing getting done. Week after week after week, nothing changes. Has anybody been arrested for treason? Mayorkas, Joe Biden? Has anybody been arrested for the Russia collusion hoax? The entire CIA, the 51 people that signed that fraudulent document, Obama? No one? What about the Clinton Foundation? Stealing money, taking bribes. What about Hillary Clinton's 30,000 emails? What about Hillary Clinton concocting the Russia hoax? No one's arrested? Well, why is that? Because we don't live in a republic. We live in a uniparty, like it's a quasi oligarch. It's a quasi ruling class. That's what it is. And we are the host, and they are the parasites, and they feed off of us. And they feed off us because we allow them. There's so much rampant fraud. Let's take what Elon Musk said to Joe Rogan. He said this two different interviews. He said, the first one, there's so much fraud in Social Security, just Social Security, not talking about everything else, just Social Security. There's so much fraud that I'm afraid that I'm going to get killed. There's so much fraud in Social Security that if we kept taking away the fraud, everything would implode and they would kill us. There's so much fraud and theft and criminality in the non-governmental organizations, NGOs, that are enriching the Democrats and Republicans' families that you would be shocked. This is just what we've been told. Can you imagine guys like Elon Musk that can get inside the machine and just see raw data and be able to figure out what's going on? And he finds out that basically it's everybody. We're going to talk about the Epstein files here in a second. What? They're just mocking us. Donald Trump runs on the Epstein files, disclosing everybody. And then he tells us it's a hoax. The Democrats had access to it for 4 years. Don't do it. Stahl won't allow it to be disclosed. Republicans are screaming. Then Republicans get in power. And then the Democrats are saying, we want to see it now. And then the Republicans who said they wanted to see it the whole 4 years votes not to disclose it. And then the Democrats are screaming, we want to see it. We want to see it. Then Tim Burkett from Tennessee puts in motion a bill. Let's see the Epstein files. And then the Democrats vote against it. It's an affront to your intelligence. They're just mocking you. They're looking at you and they're saying, we know all the people that are pedophiles. We know that they're raping young children from overseas and in America. And you can't do anything about it. You're just that's just part of our culture. You're going to have to just deal with it. I've heard this statement. If we went and arrested and disclosed all the pedophiles in our society, in our government, our nation would crumble. So we can't do it. I heard that from a high-ranking person. And I was like, well, if my country's held together because of pedophilia, then I want my country to burn to death. Here's another way that we are being abused. Not taken advantage of, not manipulated, just abused. Just horrifically abused. And that is through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP or EBT, however you want to break it down. I want you to listen to, this is going to be number 2, Nick. This is Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins, who I didn't really like about 2 months ago when she's talking about the poor migrants in the agriculture field. That's a whole nother subject. But on this, she's spot on. And listen to what she's uncovering in the SNAP program. Buckle up.
On day one, when I was sworn in, which was earlier this year in February, the very first thing I did was send letters to every single state in America and said, never before has the federal government asked for the data, but it is a new day. President Trump is the president. We know there's a lot of fraud. We need to help partner with you all to figure out how to make sure that this money and these benefits go to those who truly need it and not rife with fraud and corruption. 29 states, mostly the red states, responded with their data sets February, March, April. So the numbers that you're talking through, those are numbers that we have been collecting and analyzing since early summer, late spring. The fact that this spotlight shined on SNAP has allowed us to talk about it. But here's the most unbelievable news I have really just over the last few days, that 5,000 dead people, that was just 1 month. The number is closer to 186,000 deceased men and women and children in this country are receiving a check. Now, that is what we're really going to start clamping down on. 500,000 are getting 2. But here's the really stunning thing. This is just data from those 29 mostly red states. Can you imagine when we get our hands on the blue state data, what we're going to find? It's going to give us a platform and a trajectory to fundamentally rebuild this program, have everyone reapply for their benefit, make sure that everyone that's taking a taxpayer-funded benefit through SNAP or food stamps, that they literally are vulnerable and they can't survive without it. And that's the next step here.
186,000 dead people in 29 states, and those states are Republican states. So the other 21 ish states that are hardcore blue, California, New York, Illinois, we can probably realistically say at least 1 million dead people are going to be on the SNAP rolls. He said flippantly, 500,000 are double dipping, meaning that they're getting double the SNAP benefits because they've claimed in 2 different states. In the red states, what's that going to be when we get to the blue states? 2 million? 5 million? How many legal aliens are on there, Miss Brooke? Miss Rollins? Millions. 42 million people are on SNAP. 42 million? If you're a widow or your husband got hurt really bad at work, cancer, hard times, lose a job, you name it, I'm all for a safety net. I am all for a social safety net. 42 million people need SNAP. Are you out of your mind? Miss Rollins said something on there. She wants to make sure that you need this food for survival. I'm going to show you a video. And I want you to look at these 2 women. They could go, honestly, this is not trying to be mean. They could probably go a whole year without eating food, just hydrating with water, and they'd be fine. But I want you to listen to what this giant wildebeest, and I want you to listen to her balance on her EBT SNAP card. Listen to this and try not to choke.
Thank you for calling New Jersey EBT customer service. For English, press 1. Para español, for EBT, press 1. Enter the last 4 digits of your phone. Enter your PIN. Your SNAP balance is $23,235. Thank you for calling.
Nick, can you play that one more time? Just go ahead and move it all the way to the end, because I think my audience is probably choking and they didn't hear the full number. Can you just play that end one more time?
Last 4 digits of your phone. Your
$23,000 and change. I don't spend $23,000 in a year. I better not for food. That giant woman, she's at least 350 pounds. And her friend that's in the high twos has $23,000 on it's a card. Think about your credit card, but it has a $10,000 limit on your credit card. But I went and preloaded $25,000 on it. And you don't have to pay it back. If you're not like raging, effing pissed off, mad, I don't know what to do for you. This is the world that we live in. I would love to see because I don't have the data right on top of my fingertips, the racial breakdown of who has SNAP. I see a disproportionate black cadre of people, and they are enormous. Like they have to be taking in a calorie intake daily of at least 20 to 25,000 calories. There's no way that you could get to that size and maintain that much fat without gorging yourself on 20, 25,000 calories every single day. Why are they not working? Why are they not working? Why am I busting my ass? Maybe that's the better question. Why am I busting my ass? Did 24 years, get a pension, start getting another job, create a business, write books, do a podcast, hustle to make money, spend money to make money, invest in my business, struggle to make it work. Why am I doing that? These people we give SNAP to, overall, the majority of them are so functionally retarded, like intellectually, that they have no ability to read, write, do arithmetic. Critical thinking is it's like asking me to build a spaceship to Mars. Okay, it's just not going to happen. However, with that being said, I'm the dumb one. At the end of the day, I'm the dumb one. Because that fat wildebeest is eating better than I am. And she hasn't done a damn thing in years. And if you look at her family history, they haven't done anything in generations. But here I am, working my ass off. For what? So I can be taxed all the way up to probably about 50% after you take in my property tax, my sales tax, tax on my vehicles, income tax, state tax, on and on and on, 50%. And the people that they're taking my money through this taxation issue are giving it to people that are grotesque and vile and should never take my money. This is theft. But again, here we are. Here we are in this position because we allow this to happen. So I'm mad at myself too. What? How come I have not figured out how to get out of this system? How is it that I cannot get out of this matrix? And I'll be honest with you, this is something I struggle with. This is something that I do have internal angst. I get upset with myself. How am I still in this matrix? How have I not been able to figure out monetarily, lawfully, how have I not figured out how to get out of the matrix? How have I not been able to get the parasites from sucking my blood? How have I not been able to do it? I want to show you another video because I want to drive this point home. I want to club you over the head with these videos. But I'm choosing one video out of 1,000, out of 10,000. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. They're everywhere by the thousands. Here's another one. And tell me, does your pantry look like this? And then before you play it, I want you also listen to the music. Think the vile music that this lady put onto this. You don't see her, but I'm going to, by her choice of music, I'm going to say that she has to be an urban black individual. Go ahead and play this.
Like your friend do. Throw it. I'm in the club with all my bitches. This shit overly loaded. All these rest on me, I can't even hold them. This bitch keep trying to press me by the nigga I don't even know. Geeked up, looking for a eater. Applying pressure, I can't ease up. I dropped the 10 just because that shit ain't mean nothing. This so say she bigger than why can't you believe her? What the hell? That's so fake, keep throwing the bet on Kevin's fucking real. You never met no bitch like me, and that's just what it is. Hopping on that fast to hell. They were hating on me, I couldn't even tell.
Y'all heard what the fuck good shit. Bounce that like your friend.
Bounce that ass just like your friend.
Throw it.
Bounce that ass just like your friend.
Throw it.
Bounce that ass just like your friend. Bounce that ass just.
What I can only understand about every seventh word. I think the last lyric was bounce your ass like a friend. Bounce your ass like a friend. I'm sure I missed some kind of one or two words in there, right? But bounce your ass. Does your pantry look like that? I come home from wherever I'm shopping, and do you know what I do? I don't videotape it. I just look at my countertop and I think, yeah, are you kidding me? This is what I got for 500, 600 bucks? And I got some ghetto queen playing some ghetto rap, just horrific music, vile music. And she's celebrating. That was easily several thousands of dollars of food. Thousands of dollars. Not 1,000, thousands. Are you not pissed off, America? This is another example of why I say, when someone tells me, well, you've got to keep working hard and try to get America on the right track, I just tell people outright, you can take it and take me however you want. I don't care. There's no fixing this. This is not just a small structural issue. This is fraud that we can't even begin to truly understand. Look, Elon Musk has a unique way of speaking. He's kind of halting in the way he speaks. Kind of, it's like driving with a bad driver, right? Just hit the brakes, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. That's just sometimes you listen to Elon Musk, but he's highly intelligent. He's running $1 trillion business, $1 trillion business and businesses. And when you listen to him talk about the fraud, waste, and abuse in the federal government, he says out loud, I'm shocked. And I don't know really what to say. Do you understand how a man that's in the business world dealing with hundreds of billions of dollars of transactions, probably billions daily, is telling you he's shocked? Meaning he's had to seen everything. He's had to seen theft. He's had to seen people lying, stealing, good and bad. He's telling you he's shocked. Watching a bunch of hippos dance around, that's one thing. But when you realize it's tens of millions of gigantic hippos and rhinoceroses wildebeest, and they're if you looked at their children, they're gigantic fat children. And you know it's by the millions. The millions. I'm telling you that there's no way of getting this. Isn't we're going to fix the structure. We're going to dive in and clean it up. No, I don't believe it. I believe our nation will burn. It has to burn to the ground. And I don't care how that sounds. And I don't know when it's going to happen. Do we just die? Do we burn out fast and have like a gigantic war? I don't know. Do we do a slow roll to our death like other civilizations throughout history, where no one really knows? Like, well, I guess it ended on this date. I kind of don't really know. It's kind of like this time period, and it just kind of disappeared. I mean, I don't think there's real in between. I think it's going to burn out fast like a giant fire, and there's going to be an explosion, and we're going to build a new government, or over time, and I don't know how long that time is. It 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years? I don't know, but it's coming, where we're just going to be one of the other great civilizations that people are going to study about, and they're going to show videos like this. And I could see it in 6th grade. Yeah, I'm teacher Smith, Mr. Smith, and we're in social studies. This is going to be the part of chapter. It's on SNAP. And everyone's going to be like, SNAP? What the hell is SNAP? Well, it's a program. It was a nutritional assistance program. And here are some of the recipients. And they're going to show like orca whales. And everyone's going to be like, wait a minute, wait. This is food? We're giving these beasts food? Yeah, they don't have any food, they're going to die. What? That chick's 480 pounds. Nope. Sit down. Settle down, class. Let's see. This woman here, I can see this 100 years from now. This woman had $23,000 on her SNAP card, EBT card. That in today's money is $2.3 million. And I can hear the class just gasp. What? Oh, yeah. We may slow burn to 100 years. I don't think we'll last at this rate. You can't. This is just a mathematical. This is all about math and facts and numbers. That's it. The morality of it, we've already passed that. We've already got rid of God. We became a secular nation. We've got rid of all of that. Now it's just a simple math problem. And putting the variables in and having the discussion or argument about what is the real variable of Y? What's the variable of X? X equals time. How much time do you think? Well, that depends on how much Y is. Y is how much money we bring in, and Z is how much money we spend, we set out. Hey, the variable H is how many people don't do a damn thing. And then variable A is all the people that do all the work. How many of them left? Put it into a giant algorithm, a formula, and spit something out. That's where we're at. I'm going to club you over the head with another video, just so you get it. Okay, is a grotesque woman dancing around without a bra because she's happy that now she has more food than you and I do. Does that make you sick? Does that make you sick? It's bad enough that we have to pay for it, but they have to jam it in your face and mock you. I don't know what else to tell you. Honestly, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to show another video. This is a woman trying to pay for her nails. And thank goodness this American is saying what we all should be saying every single day. Where is your shame? Watch this.
He's just looking at $80. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
What is this?
That's my card.
Is this a Visa or MasterCard?
It's an EBT card.
Say what is it? What card?
EBT card.
EBT card. What is this? Let me see. It doesn't go through, ma'am. Do you have any other card? We don't take EBT card.
I called and you guys said you guys take EBT card.
Who you talk to?
It doesn't matter who I talked to. You guys called and it said that you guys take EBT card. I mean, look at it. Has the chip, the tap to pay. It's a new one.
Yeah, but it's not accepting, ma'am.
Okay,
And
but
we don't take EBT in the service industry. Yeah.
Well, you guys are the ones.
Isn't it this for food? Is this like for like food stamp kind of thing?
Yeah, but I also get cash on there. You guys, I heard you guys take it though.
No, we only take Visa, MasterCard, or American Express.
They told me any type of payment when I called.
Yeah, that's what they meant, but not EBT. Though.
Well, you guys should have been more clear. If I
Well,
would have known that, I wouldn't have came to get my nails done. Without me coming all the way out here, and you guys don't even accept my card.
but you should have known better. EBT is made for food stamp. Like, this is tax money that you're
I mean,
using.
you can charge extra on it too.
No, that's illegal. I'm not gonna do that just to get arrested over some nails. But if you knew better, you should
I
bring
didn't
your.
know better. You guys are the ones who said you guys take any type of payment.
Like, what kind of people are you? Like, why are you abusing the system?
What kind of people are you guys? Like
Well-
this nail shop didn't even bother to tell me you guys don't take
You
that.
kidding with me? Calling me what kind of people am I?
Yeah.
You're the ones you're using people's tax money to get your nails done.
That is what we need to do every single day is mock them and shame them. Because they're just abusing us. And our government allows it. Why does our government allow it? Because the bigger our government is, the more corrupt and more chaos and more opportunities to enrich themselves with money and power. It's as old as time. I don't know if it's the end of the week. I mean, the beginning of the week, excuse me, didn't get enough rest over the weekend. I don't know. I don't know. I've already had it. I've just had it. Maybe I'm just tired of busting my ass and then seeing the fruits of my labor go to other people that I despise, that are vile, that I can't stand on any level. Best way for you to support me is to go to my website, jjcarrell.com, jjcarrell.com, or my Substack, jjcarrell.substack.com. I have tons and tons of free content. It's great. I also have a paywall for paid subscribers where I have additional content, additional videos, additional writings, articles. I have a daily take called a real take every single day, Monday through Friday. I take a topic like SNAP or EBT, and I break it down into 3 minutes. Powerful, fast information in 3 minutes. Go to jjcarrell.com or my Substack at jjcarrell.substack.com. Before I bring my guest in, Chris from Sat123, I want you to please go to the sponsors of our show. And one of my sponsors is PocLink. PocLink, pocket, fit in your hand, two-way radio, encrypted, GPS, and it's my tool. It's on my tool belt. I have this with, I tell you every time, I have my sat phone from Sat123 in my car, my glove box, excuse me, couldn't even think of it. My glove box, have my cell phone, and I have my PocLink. I have complete coverage. GPS for my son, direct two-way radio. You get a pair of these, a pair of them for $359. Right now, no annual fee, none, zero. $359 for a pair. Go to the link that's on the screen and be prepared. I say this all the time. When the proverbial S hits the fan, I am going to be ready. Ready for what? I don't know, but I do know that I'm going to have connectability. I'm going to give myself time to figure out what I need to do and I'm going to be able to connect with my loved ones and protect them. Period. I know I think differently than other people. This is just what I believe. With that being said, I want to bring in Chris because I want to talk about this preparedness because I think it's vital, and everything we're talking about lends to this. Chris, how you doing this week, my friend?
I'm all right, man. How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's warmed up here in Middle America. Is it the same way in Colorado?
Yeah, we're about 70 today, but I hear by this weekend we'll be hitting 40 degrees. So,
oh, that's the. But I went outside today, and I was like, holy smokes! It's like balmy. It feels like it's unbelievable. And I know that's just nature just toying with me. And then bam, all the leaves are gone, and it's 10 degrees, and the wind's whipping through, and the sleet's falling. So that's around the corner, Chris. I want to show my audience because I talk about this. I talk about the people that sponsor us, and one of those is sat123.com. And I believe why I love being a partner with Sat123 is because we share the same idea. And the same idea is we need to be prepared. I just think your whole company, boil it down, is be prepared. This is what you need to be ready for when things happen. And I sent you this video. I'm going to play it for my audience. And it's just a short video. And it's talking about our attacks. And then I just want to get your take on it. Can you play this for us, Nick?
From July 15th to 23rd, 2025, a water utility in Southern California faced over 6 million connection attempts from China-based IPs, averaging 600 hits per second. Behind this relentless cyber barrage lies a broader strategy, the Chinese Communist Party's silent war on critical U.S. infrastructure. Cybersecurity experts warn that CCP-linked groups like Volt Typhoon are actively scanning smaller utilities, the soft underbelly of national security, for weaknesses that could be exploited during a future conflict. The EPA reveals that 70% of U.S. water systems failed to meet basic cybersecurity standards, and a single-day disruption could cost the economy $43 billion. These attacks endanger drinking water, public health, and emergency response. The threat is no longer hypothetical, it's digital warfare happening now. Beijing's cyber units aren't just targeting government networks, they're probing the essentials of daily life. When even water becomes a battlefield, what's left that's truly safe?
Chris, my question
From July
to you
15th.
my question to you is, do you believe in what that statement was? And if so, what do we do about it to be prepared?
well, JJ, unfortunately, not only is that true, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like the Chinese, the Iranians, the North Koreans, the Russians for years have been dedicating not just billions of dollars and thousands of people to work on these kind of attacks every day, but they have a longer term plan. You know, China's present 5-year plan, which ends in 2030, declares that by 2030 they will basically rule AI. They will they already own and control at least 60, maybe even 70% of the rare earth elements that are needed to run AI data centers and just other kind of more basic technology like our phones, you know, screens, everything like that. So they're playing the long game, which is what we need to be playing to match that. But this goes down to other things we've talked about, which is the fact that, you know, the Chinese have installed software on electronic components, on control plane switches, chips that they sell to us and have a backdoor access into. You know, this even extends to things like cranes at our ports that we've had to send back because they could be controlled from Beijing or wherever in China. So look, this is World War III. It is happening right now. You know, they are well equipped for it, and we need to be well equipped to defend ourselves and go on offense as well. But yeah, this threat is extremely real. Well,
Before I ask you my next question, this is true. I work for a company that we did. It doesn't matter what company I work for, but they sent me a printer, right? The printer had to go from the wherever I bought it from, had to go to the company, and the company had to break it down piece by piece and remove certain hardware before they sent it to me because it came from China. And they put all of the spyware, whatever you want to call it, they put it in there to take our data and steal it. I couldn't believe. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And they're like, "No, this is real. This is real." So when you see that video and you and I talk about the attacks that are coming, what does Sat123 offer me to combat that in the way of making me prepared? And look, you and I talked about this. I can't prepare for everything, but I'm preparing I'm giving myself time. When everyone's going crazy and losing their mind, because I have connectability, sat phone, Starlink, generator with a solar panel, I bought time. And in chaotic times, time is invaluable. It's priceless. So what do you say to me as somebody that maybe has not even been to sat123.com and I go there? What should I be looking for?
Well, look, I mean, whatever it is that you will need and that we sell, the one thing, all of those things have in common is the need for power. And just like your house and everything in it, you're going to need power. And the power grid is the number one target, because if you take out the power grid, what doesn't rely on it, right? Everything. So you take that out, all the other dominoes fall. So my first advice would be to get a solar powered portable generator. You can get a small one from under $200 to a large one that can power your house for 3,000 or 4,000. But that means power your house day in, day out. As long as there is some kind of sunlight, you're going to be able to power up your house, even run your AC, your washing machine, dishwasher, TV, whatever it is. You're going to be able to run those things without the need for gas. Because look, we all know what happens in a disaster or in a disaster area. It's like there is little fuel, and if you can get your hands on it, the price is just inevitably going to skyrocket. But it's going to run out at some point pretty quickly. Gas stations, food company, food stores in this country all run on last minute delivery. That means, or just in time delivery. That means they carry an average of 3 days worth of supplies. What happens if the power's out for a month or 2 months? The whole supply chain falls apart. So starting with power, a solar powered portable generator. From there, next thing I'd recommend would be the satellite phone, which we still have for free with activation, the only ones who do that. And we have the Starlink unit for free with activation as well. With those things, you're going to be able to create heat, light, and power for your house. And then you're going to be able to keep your sat phone running so you can have communication, keep your Starlink unit running so you'll be able to see what is going on. Because look, if you take away the TVs and everything else and your laptop and your phone, how are you going to know what's going on? You won't. But there will be internet connectivity through Starlink. Not the entire world is going to be offline or even in the entire country. But if you don't have access to that stuff, you don't know that. You have no idea what's going on. Again, if you leave your house in the morning without your phone, the first thing you do is turn around and go back and get it because we rely on this. We all do. So yeah, power, communications, internet.
This is being prepared. Like, you don't have to believe in everything I believe or everything you believe, but you have to come to realization through natural disaster, man-made disaster, wars, conflicts, chaos. I think everyone should go into your website, go to your store, and see what they need. To go to sat123.com/JJ. Chris, I appreciate your time, man. I hope it gets cold for you very, very fast, and I stay in this kind of warm place. But Chris, thank you very much. I love your company, and I believe that it is the right place to go to be prepared. We'll speak to you next week. Thank you.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Cheers. Chris from sat123.com, sat123.com/JJ. Just be prepared. Be prepared. Nick, I'm thinking the show's almost flying by. I'm looking at my clock over here on my left. Nick has a clock for me that I can see. I'm looking, there's so much that I want to talk about. You know what? Let's do this. Go ahead and go to number 7. But before you do, let me cue this up. I don't even know how to really articulate this. Donald Trump runs on one of his platforms is, I'm going to expose everyone and everything that went wrong on Epstein. He gets in office and he says it's a hoax. The Democrats had 4 years under Joe Biden. They would not allow it to be seen. They get out. They demand that now we have access. So they push it back on the Republicans. Republicans that were crying for 4 years saying we need to see it, we need to see it, vote to not disclose it. Then the Democrats say we want to see it, we want to see it. So Tim Burkett from Tennessee says, okay, here's a bill to see it, and they vote against it. They're mocking us. But this has now come out in the 23,000 email dump from Epstein. And Nick Fuentes says it's a minute and 30 seconds to play this. Listen to what he says, and I agree with him. If this is true, it's game over.
November
game over.
2017. That's Trump's first Thanksgiving in the White House. Are you telling me that Donald Trump had Thanksgiving dinner with Jeffrey Epstein when he was the president? Are you kidding me? That is what is in the files, the 20,000 emails that were released yesterday. We don't even have all of them. And this Department of Justice said the files didn't exist. And they knew that this was in them? Really? How do you expect anybody to ever trust the Trump government ever again? You think that you had the right to bury this? Wouldn't that be pretty relevant if Donald Trump, as the newly elected president, sat down for Thanksgiving, his first one in office, with Jeffrey Epstein, after his labor secretary, Alex Acosta, recently appointed, was the one that gave Epstein the sweetheart deal 10 years prior? That's not in the public interest. That's a non-existent file. You think the public has no right to know? Why do you think they buried the files? It's because this stuff is all over, and this isn't even all of it. Of course now we need to see all of it. Of course now we need to get to the bottom of it. If they were hiding this, and they lied about this, that this even existed, what else are they lying about? What?
This is huge. And I'm going to tell you, if it's true, I'm out. I'm out. MAGA's dead. And then Trump does something that makes no sense. No sense. Comes out today. I'm going to read it to you. Can you just post it up there for the audience, Nick? I'm going to read it off my phone, okay? Here it comes. This is what Trump post out today, True Social. Quote, now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax, involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from the disastrous shutdown and all of their other failures, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam, and all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portion of their life with Epstein and his island. Stay tuned. Hold on. Is anybody reading his tweets? Is anybody saying to him, hold on, sir, this is ridiculous. You're claiming this is a hoax in one sentence, and the next sentence, you're going to have AG Pam Bondi go investigate a hoax. What the F is going on? As a guy that did this for 24 years in investigating law enforcement, every red light's going off. Every red light. And it's saying to me, well, hold on. This is all wrong. Holy cow, this is bigger than I thought. Holy cow, I need to look at my evidence. What is he talking about? It's a hoax. What are you talking about? It's a hoax. It's not a hoax. It's real. They were real young women, young girls that were being raped. Maxwell's sitting in some security prison. For what? Trafficking goes to him? Your labor secretary was the one who cut him a deal for raping younger age girls before. Don't tell me that he touched inappropriate touching with or had sex with underage girls. That's raping. They can't consent. But it's a hoax. God, I don't even know where to. I'm watching to see how it plays out. All this is happening. And I'm going to end my show with this. All of this is happening because we live in a secular world. because we remove God from everything. And when you remove God from everything, and then you go back and see when that date was, right around this time, it is a slow roll, and we can feel like God's out. The whole thing starts to crumble, and everybody's like, "Well, how's it getting so bad?" What do you mean, how's it getting so bad? You remove God from everything. I'm a Catholic. I've told you this before. The Catholic Church, there is a rot in the Catholic Church, a rot in the Catholic Church. We just saw a priest and bishop bring someone into the faith that is openly gay, high-profile ABC co-anchor, and his sponsor was his husband, and we're all laughing and joking. Pope Leo gave an audience to 2 gay people that were married to each other to the Vatican. Do I get called into the Vatican and get blessed? No. Let's bring transvestites and gays in. And let's not call out the sin. Let's just mock it. Mock us. There's one man. If you don't even need to pull this up. I'm going to read it, okay? And I'm going to read it because it needs to be read. And I don't usually read something kind of this long, but I have to read it. And I'm a guy that has no hope. Like if my hope meter is empty. Empty. And I got up this morning and I saw this. This is Bishop Joseph Strickland. He's the guy I showed you that went up in front of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops and chastised them and said, "What are we doing? This is a moral wrong that just happened. We need to stop it." And they just ignored him. So guess what? He writes a letter. And I'm going to read this letter, and it's powerful, and it went super viral. It's banging off the walls right now as I speak. Dear faithful Catholics, but this could be any Christian group, because don't think this is just Catholics. Don't think that this is solely a Catholic problem. In the evangelical world, the Protestant, Lutheran, Episcopal, you name it, we're all dealing with it. I continue. These words came to me after awakening this morning. They are words I should have said to break the silence after my intervention at the USCCB meeting. I say them now to Pope Leo, to the bishops, and to all who claim to be disciples of Christ. How long will you halt between masters? If you believe in Christ as Lord, then follow him. If the world is your master, then go for it. But no longer profane his sanctuary while you betray the cross. Bishops, stop with the games. Stop with the lies. Stop with turning a blind eye to the little ones. A massive stockpile of millstones is ready to be distributed among you. 1 for Pope Leo, a truckload for the Korea in the Vatican, a cargo ships full for the vast majority of today's successors of the apostles. How dare I speak these words? How dare I judge these princes of the church? No, brothers, how dare you inflict harm on the little ones over and over again? You harm the little ones when you make the sacred sacrifice of Jesus Christ, the Holy Master, a Babel, a bargaining chip for your worldly conniving, a platform for spewing heresy and playing footsies with the world. You harm the little ones when you welcome couples caught up in sin, flaunting their sad, distorted lives, and instead of calling them to repentance in Jesus Christ, you have a chat about silly things and are acclaimed for being so kind. You even welcome them into your sacred sanctuary and drape a veil of blessing over the dung of their sin. You harm the little ones when you spend hours in meetings quibbling over this word or that phrase when the world is guiding them deeper into darkness and despair. The little ones cry, "Where is hope?" And they are ignored. You harm the little ones when you promote lawlessness, turn a blind eye to the rapes, the murders, and the attacks of nefarious criminals who waltz across open borders. Some of the little ones are caught up in these mass migrations and trampled upon as they seek a better life. Some of the little ones find their homes and towns invaded by shepherds. Say, quote, "We welcome the stranger," end quote, and then allow the marauders and criminals to free reign. We must all seek Jesus Christ as Lord and hear his call to repentance. We must say no to the depravities of the world and bring the light of truth to the darkness of corners of the world. We must say no to the lawlessness that turns a blind eye to sin. We must believe that Jesus Christ is Lord. We must be shepherds. Unbelievable. And I'm going to leave you with this last video. This is a father. Let me make sure I get his name absolutely right. This is Father Jason Charon. And when you listen to him speak, the reason he sounds so authentic is because he's a father, like a real father. He has 7 children. His wife died. And when his wife died, he got a special okay, if you will, to become a priest. He's passed away 2 years ago, but his sermons are going viral, so much so that I'm finding him for the first time, and I'm listening to him, and I'm like, damn it, where's this man been my whole life? Why do not I have him preaching to me in my family? This is the type of preacher I want. And this message is I want you to take for the rest of the week. I want you to absorb it. And it is a message that you own your life, no matter what. And your only goal is to get to heaven. Nick, play this and we'll end the show on this.
Not allow people to get in the way between you and making the gates. You got to get to heaven. Anything else is totally irrelevant. You're only going to spend 90 or 100 years on this planet. And then what? My brothers and sisters in Christ, I'm telling you, don't get distracted. Don't allow the decimal point to dictate what you do or don't do. Judas has already proven what happens when you tie your name to a decimal point. Do not tie your name to a job description. You do what you do because you're a follower of Jesus Christ. You do what you do because you're a good Catholic man and woman. You do what you do because you're a Catholic doctor, Catholic engineer. You're a Catholic teacher. You're a Catholic. That's why you do what you do. You're a follower of Jesus Christ. Do not get distracted, my brother in Christ, on your destination. Don't allow an email, a text message, an understanding, a job, an argument. Do you not understand? Every decision you make, no matter how trivial, speed up, slow down, go left, go right. Are you walking towards him or are you walking away from him? You are never neutral to him. When you miss a mass, you jettison yourself from your destination because you didn't have time for it. How many times do I hear people say, Father, man, I went to Disney World. Oh, in-laws, outlaws, kids, I'm so exhausted, I need a vacation from my vacation. Man, Father, I miss Mass. You found Cinderella's castle? Oh, absolutely, Father. Should have found the church. Not my fault. Go to confession. My brothers and sisters in Christ, that's the point. What is your rule of life, no matter what you're doing in this world? At work, at home, at rest, at the camp, where you're fishing, you're hunting, you're shopping, you're with your family, your friends. What is your rule of life? Not to be jettisoned from your destination. Do you not understand? Not everybody's going to make the dance. The gates to heaven are small. The gates to hell are large. Stop buying into the argument that everybody's going to make it. Someday, I pray, somebody will stand up at a funeral and for the love of Christ, just tell the truth. I don't think he made it. Everybody's in a better spot. Then what are we here for? My brothers and sisters in Christ, remember this. There's redemption and salvation. Redemption is the crucifixion. Salvation is the pearly gates. Just because he died on the cross doesn't mean you and I get a free pass. When they ask you, are you saved? I was. I am, and I'm talking to you today. And may the last words off of my lips to his ears save me. And I hope to be, because we have free will. You got to make sure that you stay on the road.
That's all I need to hear. Have a good day. And listen, like that man said, that intelligent man, the gates to heaven are narrow, man, but the gates to hell are wide open.